We pick back up on, I believe you're now on the third level of the main keep inside of Skyreach Castle. Moving towards the top, you all are essentially just finishing the fight with the giants, kind of going through a little bit of their room there that they were in. But depending on if you want to accomplish anything, you have some time before they awake, and you all also need a rest. So, depending on what you'd like to accomplish here, we can move forward through these next hours quicker. But what would everybody like to do as you are looking to interrogate the giants?
Need a rest.
Is that what you just yelled at everybody? Like, need a rest? Or do you want to roleplay it?
I think we should sit down for a little while. I gotta bandage up some of these parts here.
Yes, I must agree as well, Vicious. I'm pretty depleted from that fight there. Someone give me a hand with this door. Let's check the condition, see if we can't at least seal this thing up.
If I recall, Hark just kind of threw his foot into it, kind of like looking away towards the central opening of that large room, and he just kicked behind him. The doors in this place are pretty smooth action. It simply opened for him. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that door.
I'm not sure how viable this is, but don't suppose there's any way we could drag those stone giants in here so that they're not giving away our position.
You would also know that you slew 3 ogres just to the south of them as well, so you guys might not be able to clean up around yourselves as much as you might like.
Could they be moved by gushing water?
Roll an intelligence for me, Sarat.
Okay.
Doc would like to take a big exhale and see if I can see my breath.
You definitely see your breath.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured.
So you're relatively sure that you could move the bodies with enough water. It has quite a lot of force behind it. You will not be able to control it so much as angle it. And things might go awry. But also the water is going to start to freeze as well. So you're going to change kind of the shape of everything as you start to do it. But water would probably be the easiest way to move all of these bodies.
Anyone have better ideas?
No, that's actually not a bad idea. You could at least form some sort of a barrier, so while it might seem still precarious, they're frozen bodies in some ice, at least it would stop anyone from disturbing us. But then again, perhaps we should just hurry up and rest before we waste a bunch of time trying to prepare to rest.
Just going for a short rest, aren't we?
I think so. I don't know how feasible it is to take a long rest.
Probably not, let's face it.
Yeah, right now, no one likes us, and we have an unconscious prisoner.
Yeah, we probably have an hour or so before these giants come back to consciousness, so maybe we should try to squeeze it in before.
Is it possible to use it to angle it so that the the bodies are all swept into a room that we can close the door of?
If you're inquiring towards me, it's certainly possible. But a lot of things are possible. Is it probable?
Yeah, I guess that's the question. I mean, I don't have the map in front of me, so.
Sarab, I like your line of thinking, but what if we just mixed it up a little bit? What if we just dragged the ogres into that room we found them in, and then you just sort of like blast the door with a bunch of water and freeze it, so no one finds them?
Fuck, that is brilliant.
I think if we all work together, we could drag these giants into the other room, and perhaps we could rest in the same room. That'd give us, I doubt if anybody would be breaking down their door.
You know, I've got to confess, up until now, I've been really, really confused why Saul sent me to work with you guys, but now I get it.
Oh, I just assumed that they were like, oh, these guys are going to need some serious help. We might as well send the A squad.
Okay. All right, so can we drag these guys into the room?
Most certainly.
Oh, for some reason, I just thought they were so large we wouldn't be able to. Okay, that's great.
Well, who's trying to do what?
Okay.
Can Hark drag people? Probably not. But
I'll grab an arm.
Yeah, can Verthus and Vicious? Yeah. It's where you guys start to need to drag now 5 bodies and have 2 strong people and a few people who are kind of middle ground there.
Hark can charisma them into the room.
It can keep fire burning near you or to keep you warm.
I'm not much for hard work, but I could take a drag off this cigarette while you guys do it. Anybody care for one?
I'll just lean over and use a little flame on my finger to light it for him.
How much does like a stone giant weigh? Is that going to take like the whole squad to do? Trying to like picture how big they are.
They were like 30 feet tall.
There's going to be nothing easy about trying to move a stone giant. I agree on that one. Do I have a particular weight for them? No.
I'll tell you what if we just try to move these stone giants first, and if that works, we'll go to the ogres. If not, we might as well just try to get our rest in sooner than later.
Yeah, I think the idea of moving the stone giants is key because nobody's going to go wake them up if they don't have to.
Plus, they probably wouldn't bother when they see all the dead ogres everywhere. That would probably become their immediate priority.
Burying the ogres, you mean?
Yeah, I'm just gonna see them and go, oh look, there's a dead ogres. Anyway, time to go and make my, call on the giants, check in with them, bring them some drinks, and just leave this immediate situation. They'd stop when they deal with them first. There's all or nothing.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody grab a limb and let's try to move one of these stone giants first. And I'll grab one of like the arms of the female and try to start dragging.
I'll use mage hands dragging for me.
The one option that I can think of without muddying the waters is what if we move the bodies in the middle of the ogres?
Like framing?
Oh, like make it look like they attacked each other?
I mean, it could. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of other than trying to hide the bodies and hope nobody inspects all these.
I don't know. I'm afraid that if they find these bodies, regardless of who it looks like did it, there's going to be more that show up.
Okay.
Maybe we can drag them all into the same room or something. Let's start dragging.
All right, let's get dragging. Everybody go grab a limb.
All right, we'll start with the lady there. I'll grab an arm. And Gerard, where are we supposed to be putting these people?
I don't know. Gerard's like braiding her hair to be able to use it as a rope.
Back in the same room they came from, I guess.
Yeah, that seems nice.
Hawk, can you use your mage hand to actually grab hold of one of them legs, or is that thing just for show?
I suppose so. I'll grab one by the belt.
Verthus, if you don't mind. Hey there, I'll give you one of my rations if we can pull this off.
I mean, yeah, I'll help out, move it to wherever.
So, who's helping, and what is your strength?
Do you want our modifier or our like total strength?
Your total strength.
Minus 10.
Mine is 10 also, but I have braided her hair for leverage.
You look better.
I
No,
totally don't.
I braided the giant's hair.
She looks better.
Oh, I thought you were braiding your hair.
I know,
I'm
that was
not getting it at all.
Super Valley Girlish, but unfortunately I went for braiding her hair.
I'm looking for more a calculation of the strength being put into trying to move these massive creatures.
All right, mine's a 16.
Mine's 8, but I'm using mage hand.
8?
I'm also 16.
Yeah, I'm a fucking wizard, so I'm not gonna be a strong boy.
I'm just loading up Hadar here to see what he has.
Don't hire yourself a chimney sweeper and act surprised when he can't deadlift 300 pounds.
And I've seen those sumo videos before, and like I feel like he could get some momentum up and sort of like push it in.
Kind of sumo video you've been watching.
They just sort of like grab hold of the thong piece and then just sort of bum rush.
So let me get an athletics from everybody but Hark. So starting on the female, we'll say you all are basically like tugging and moving her kind of like inch by inch closer to the door, and it's going to take you about 20 minutes to get her inside of the door.
By the time we finish this, nap time will be over.
Okay, let's just short rest.
Yes, I must agree. This is a horrible plan, and I'd rather have a rest than a hernia.
Let's just sit around near them, have a break, and wait for them to wake up. So as soon as they wake up, we can talk to them. Like, it's not move far from them; it's all sit around them, be ready.
So you can essentially leave off on that plan and just start to rest just kind of sitting around them in that central dais.
What about we just use the second plan? Verthus, how long you think it'd take us to drag a couple of these ogres over here? So at least we could shut the door, and like you said, it'll distract them for a minute if somebody stumbles upon the bodies.
I imagine we can move ogres much better than the stone giants.
All right, grab a couple of those and get to it real quick.
Who's all helping on the ogre mission?
I'll help, but I won't use Mage Hand this time. I'll just actually help.
Yeah, I'll help too.
I'll go help.
Did you read Mage Hand of why I didn't have you roll Hark?
I did, yes.
All right, good. So yeah, you guys can move the ogre with much less difficulty. It probably weighs about half, if not less, than the female of the giants.
Yeah, all right. What if we grab like two of them and just drag one to like right where Hark is standing, and one like where Verthus is standing?
If you have everybody on it, you're probably looking at about 5 to 10 minutes per ogre. If you start to split people, it'll kind of go back to it's about 20 minutes to kind of get them there. So you're looking at about 20 minutes to 30 minutes of drag time here if you guys go everybody on the ogres, like on a specific ogre.
What if I very gently, slightly melt the ice on a trail between the ogres and the giants, so it's slipping, so slide them across the ice instead?
Ooh,
I mean, you guys are sliding it regardless, but lowering the drag coefficient will most certainly help.
Do that then. And as I'm doing it, I'll be shouting, "Science!"
Yeah, they weigh more than 500 pounds. So everybody but Hark can do a strength check. Or an athletics, rather.
I'm not doing well on this today.
that's the sign that you need the ability score increased.
I'm like waiting for it, and I've got to roll Hadar's. Yeah, so I'd say the first one takes you probably about 5 minutes to drag over there, melting the ice. Everybody has a much easier time sliding the first of the ogres into place.
Great job, everyone. Should we do one more or just call it there?
How
By this
much
point,
time is that?
I'll be honest, by this point, I could do it just sitting down.
What were you thinking, Sarad?
Well, I was just wondering how long that had taken us.
That was like 5 minutes.
Oh,
You could do one more.
just an even number.
Token gesture of anything.
And there are how many total out here?
You killed a total of 6, but there are 2 outside of the ogre's room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's finish the job. I don't want to leave it where we wouldn't have had to move the first one anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do one more.
So another athletics from everyone?
Yay! I sling one over my shoulder and move it by myself.
You do not. You throw it over your shoulder and you crumble to the ground in pain.
All right.
That one takes you close to 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but it's still got accomplished quite easily.
Anyone that's like looking or notices, Doc would be for sure noticing like the giant veins like bursting out of Jamie's thighs while she's like in this ogre. Vicious, maybe it's the light, but you're looking rather strong today.
Why, thank you.
I would like to spend an extra moment sort of like just moving like arms and like weapons around so it kind of looks like there was just a battle between these creatures.
Roller performance. You feel very confident that you've done a great job.
Yes, anyone that stumbles upon this will clearly understand that the ogres made the giants angry. The giants then got angry, and then they all slew each other in a gigantic battle.
Hmm.
An anger filled battle.
It's very obvious, and I also call one of the beds to take a rest on. But they're gigantic, so I'm sure multiples can fit on them.
Are we in the... Wait, have we closed ourselves in with all the dead bodies?
You guys aren't moving them into the room. You're moving the bodies on top of each other so the ogres and the giants are in the same spot. But they're not in the room.
Oh, I thought we were moving them into the room.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've hidden nothing.
No, we'll just close the door and then hope that the giant meat pile like makes other people get distracted so we can at least finish our rest.
Yeah, everybody gave up on moving the giants when I said that it would take you a solid like 20 plus minutes to move them. Because you're basically just inching them with your abilities. So the idea turned to trying to make a distraction by moving the ogres on top of the giants. So if everybody is all set, you all can prepare to take a short rest.
Oh, I have one more idea. As we go to close the door, is there like a gap at the bottom or anything, or is it like a beautifully flush, like well-crafted dwarven door?
To what end? What are you trying to accomplish? Because I feel like, yes, it is beautifully and well crafted, but I feel like a giant's extremely flush might be a little bit more open than a dwarves.
Okay, perfect. Here's the idea that I had. If I could just take the female giant's well-braided hair and just sort of like pull it into the door, so when we close the door, it will be like kind of stuck in there or whatever. So if they should come to consciousness while we're resting, we'll at least be like somewhat alerted. But I imagine like if a giant stone construct comes to life or whatever, we'll probably notice anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you can get at least some of her hair underneath the door, so there's hair sticking through.
Perfect. The old hair alarm.
So everybody can take a short rest. You can use your hit dice if you have them.
As promised, Hadar, I'm a man of my word. I just expended one of my rations for Hadar because I know he's hungry.
Yes, 3 meals, the perfect small snack for Hadar. He looks at you wantingly, like, where's the rest? So your hour passes. Nothing seems to change outside. You see the hairs of the giantess are still underneath the door.
So I'm not sure how long we've knocked these things unconscious for, but could still be a couple of hours. Is it viable for you to try to use your healer's kit or mine on these creatures and bring them back to consciousness, Vicious? Or at least one of them?
I guess we could do that.
I mean, if you want me to wake it up,
I mean, only the one giant is unconscious, right? The other one has perished.
No, not the one unconscious with that final blow and then was able to stabilize the other one. So technically they're both unconscious right now. But yeah, Verthus, I think that would be just as acceptable if you would just throw a point of lay on hands there.
I don't think you have to expend his resources. I'm pretty sure Vicious can use a healer's kit.
Excellent. If I just deduct one from mine, is that okay? So she still has hers because hers is more useful. Basically, like have her use my healer's kit.
I'm just checking the actual wording on the healer's feat, whether she has to do the larger healing or whether she can do the single. But I don't see any reason, as long as 2 points from healer's kits come off, that you can resurrect the 2. But I would say it's up to you guys. If she can't do the low level one. Yeah,
What?
so they're already stable. So if she uses a healer's kit, she has to give it a lot more hit points. Whereas Verthus can put in a single hit point. So I would say you guys would know that difference. If Vicious does the heal, those things are going to get a lot of hit points. Versus Verthus can control it to a single hit point.
Yeah, lay on hands is better. But also, are we going to wake them both at the same time, or are we just going to do one first, talk to them, and then try the other if we don't get what we want, or what?
I think probably just one for now is a better idea. And if the other one should just suddenly awake, we could dispatch of them if need be. The real question is which one?
All right, let me have you roll an intelligence.
21.
You saw the male react quite viciously when the female fell. If you bring one up and the other one is still unconscious, you may still have enemies in front of you. If you guys are looking for friends, you might want to bring them both up.
Both ears.
That is a rather compelling argument. They did seem quite empathetic of each other.
What can I say? I'm a very compelling person.
I would use a lot of adjectives to describe you, Hawk, but I don't think compelling would be on the list.
Endearing, then.
Verthus, how many times could you use that? Could we do maybe one with the healer's kit and you do minimal on the other?
Add 1 point each into each of them, I reckon.
yeah, I have resources for that if you want to do that.
Don't heal them too much, do we? We can knock them out again if we need to.
So if she's going to use one on the one corpse, or
Yeah, because if you bring the second one up with only 1 hit point, even if the first one gets like 10 hit points or whatever it is, it's not really a big deal if we need to all like knock it back down.
sure. So I'll expend one to bring up the other.
All right, so knock a point off of one of the healer's kits as well. And which one are you using the healer's kit on?
Dealer's choice, Vicious. You can use my kit. I went ahead and knocked one off of mine.
Sure, I'll use your kit, and I guess the female's probably less scary.
I mean, her hair looks really nice, though.
Yeah, it's like you fell asleep at the beauty shop. So, do you want me to roll 1d6 plus 4?
Yeah, you can roll the d6. I'll do the other pluses. All right, 3. So they each slowly come to. And you see as the male looks first towards the female, as Vicious is still working on her with the healer's kit. You're walking outside right now, Hark? Like, where you place your miniature is going to matter.
I thought we were all walking outside to talk to them.
I didn't know the map was up.
So as Vicious is healing the female, the male looks to her, looks around at the situation, and she starts to come to, looks around. Puny humans.
Puny? Yeah, fair enough. But we're your friends. We just healed you. It's all right. We're all friends. It's a good little battle. You did really well. It was fun.
She, looks at you with her head kind of tilted to the side. Puny human.
Well, it's half elf actually, but yeah, fair enough. I understand why you'd think that.
Leaning in her head, much closer to you, you can feel a small wind from her breath. Puny human.
I don't know about puny. We did beat you in a fight, so I don't know how puny that makes us. But it doesn't matter now. It was fun, and we're friends. We just healed you. You're alive because we healed you. That's why you're alive.
Tilting her head to the other side. Puny human.
You're kind of boring when you talk.
Does nobody get what's going on here? Group intelligence roll.
Nobody speak giant, by the way. Guessing no one does speak giant.
You guys speak a lot of Celestial, but nobody speaks Giant.
Nobody can roll intelligence either.
No,
The
just
Giants
nobody understands what's going on here, so we'll continue this conversation. The male's gonna look to the female and speak in a language that you all don't understand, and she's just gonna turn around to him and reply in an equally odd language that just sounds slow and rolling.
What was it we wanted to ask him for again? Was it the white mask or was it something else?
Well, I mean, if you think humans are so puny, aren't you working with plenty of them in this, in the dragon cult?
She looks over to Sarad. Puny human.
Yeah, she don't understand anything you're saying. She's a giant. None of us speak giant. This is a lost cause. But I can make little illusions and things. So I can show them like an illusion of a white mask, and then be like, point at it and go what, and maybe they'll get it. You know, we need an idea.
Well, that actually isn't too bad of an idea there, but perhaps before you get them all riled up, I could try a little thing here. I may be able to communicate with them.
Go for it.
You're just gonna offer them a cigarette, aren't you?
No, I'm actually running sort of low, so I don't have enough to give to these big creatures, but hang on, let me give it a shot. Hello, big giant. We've decided to spare you in hopes that we could gain some knowledge.
That worked. I'm buying you drinks.
They look towards Doc. Puny human.
I'll shake my head yes back at them. Big giant.
Point at the female one, and then clutch a piece of copper wire in my hand, and I'm gonna use message to send them saying, "Can you understand this?"
I think you have to share a language for message to work.
It doesn't say. I just thought there was a chance they might understand it, but I also fully expected her to whisper back to me in the magical tone, "Puny human."
Post the language for message, the spell. I don't think that has any language barrier breaking. I think there's higher level spells that break the language barrier. So she's just kind of going to, like, almost like swat at her head a little bit, perhaps, but seem otherwise confused.
Do we know what languages these guys speak?
I mean, you know they're giants, so you know giant would probably be the place to start. But no, you don't know.
Does anyone speak giant or dwarven or any? I'm just going to try celestial. I'm going to try common, and I'm going to try infernal. Hello, how are you? My name is Sarad.
Nothing seems to work. The only thing that the female replies seems to be puny human, and then they have conversations between themselves that nobody understands.
Okay, everyone else, go through your languages and try them.
Try draconic and undercommon.
I have a list of all of your languages. None of you speak
Fair enough.
anything that they speak.
Alright, I'm gonna use minor image, and I'm gonna create the minor image, minor illusion, and create the image of like a white draconic style mask, and then I'm gonna point to it and then go whoa, like gesture, and then do like a looking motion with my hand to my eyebrows, like, and then glancing around the room and then point at them.
So roll
Oh.
performance.
Oh,
19.
They point to the mask, and then like eventually one of them like reach out a hand and just slowly from like cradling your back moves you closer to the mask.
So who is it we thought had access to the white mask?
Varum. You guys have known that for a while, that Varum should have the white mask.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name, sorry. And we haven't met Varan before, so I couldn't create an image of what I think he looks like, so fair enough, doesn't matter now.
Jared, could you describe that gesture again?
What's that?
That she made toward Hark? She cradled him?
Yeah, she like moved him closer to the mask that he was looking for. Like she didn't hurt him. She like lightly moved him, knowing that he was much smaller than her, towards the mask, and then let him go.
She was helping me find the illusion. She didn't understand what the actual request was.
Okay, I'm gonna point to the mask and like make elaborate gestures of like, where is it? Like looking around.
She will move you to the mask.
It was worth a shot, but the truth is, I'm not really sure how intelligent these creatures are.
I mean, shouldn't they be crazy intelligent? If they're running the castle? Oh yeah, we should ask about the castle. Hadar, you wanted to ask about the castle, right?
Yeah, but just how exactly do you intend to ask them that? Thus, the problem we've been facing for the previous 5 minutes repeats itself. Ask them why, such a kind and loving God could create such pain in the world. I'm sure they'd equally be able to answer that. It's fucking useless. I mean, I vote we don't bonk them on their head again now. Just let them be, I guess. And we go about our business.
Yeah, they don't appear to be particularly hostile or anything, but I don't know. I guess what are we gonna do? Just start popping open the next door and see what's behind it?
Well, the turn order box has appeared, so I feel like it's about to go somewhere anyway.
See as the door on the opposite side of the stairs opens and an ogre walks out.
I'm gonna wave at him and I'm gonna go, "Hey, do you speak giant, mate?"
Thus why I put the initiative in there, because Hark.
Hawk, can I try to say something before we actually go to initiative?
You most certainly can.
Hawk, maybe you should turn into Resmia and try to at least keep the giants on our side so we're not fighting them all at once.
Can I cast disguise self, even though it's a level 1 spell, but using a level 2 spell slot?
You can always cast up, yep.
Alright, I'll disguise myself as Redmere then. And I'll go, "Hello over there."
Hark is like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, I just want to see my kids again, man.
So, continuing with the everybody roll initiative.
He said, "Oh, hello."
You should at least give yourself the time to do stuff that is actually like intelligent and creative instead of going straight for fucking talking to them like they're on your side.
They're ogres. They're unintelligent. I thought it would have gone down fine. I was friendly towards him, not aggressive. I thought it would have been fine. I thought he then would have asked about the dead bodies of the other things on the floor, and I would have been like, "Oh, some people came in here and did it, but we took care of them. It's fine." And now Resmi has asked us to go and make sure the mask's okay. Where's the mask? And then he would have been like, "I don't know either." And then I would have been like, "That's fine." And then we would have just carried on going, and then this wouldn't have been a fight. That's how I thought it would have played out.
So, Sarad, what would you like to do?
Good grief, I can't believe I had the highest initiative. Um, if I look at the giants, do they look like they're getting ready to also, are they also looking like they're in initiative?
This will take your action
That's
to try to
fine.
determine. Is that what you want to go for?
Yeah, I think that's kind of important.
Do an insight check with advantage.
Okay.
Just so we get like a little more of like the overall too. Are the giants still like sitting down? Are they standing up? Do they have like their weapons to where they could just like pick them up and start fighting?
The giants have been sitting to this point. So they are more or less seemingly relaxed at the start of this all going down. Sarad, you kind of look over them and see that they don't seem to be twitching, moving. They seem to be holding their position right now. They're not reacting to the ogres coming out at all.
Okay.
So from what you can tell right now, they are not your enemies. Do you have a bonus action that you'd like to take? Anything you'd like to say, or any movement that you'd like to take?
I will cast Shillelagh and about one. Yeah, I mean, last time you said we can't really quite see over the wall anyway, right?
Yeah, I'd say the wall is probably like 5.5, 6 feet tall. So for most of you, it is pretty much at eye height.
Okay, perfect. Then yeah, I'll stay here.
So that will go to Doc.
Okay, sweet. I will run past everybody over here. Assuming that pretty much like uses up all my movement because there's so many creatures right there.
Yeah, effectively that is difficult terrain.
Am I able to see over top the wall, or can I like?
Same thing I just said. It is essentially 6 feet high. It is at your eye height. It should be at everybody's eye height effectively.
Okay, so like, I mean, I'm 6 feet tall. Is it viable for me to shoot that ogre right now with a bow?
I think with some effort, yes, you can definitely take shots into the ogre.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that then. I will
And
shoot.
sharpshooter has the ability to always ignore cover, so it's pretty much pointless for me to ever talk about the cover that is in between you and the ogre.
Pretty sharpshooter is fantastic.
Fantastic's not the word I would have gone for.
Amazing.
Annoying.
Phenomenal. Okay, sharpshooter at the ogre. 14, will that hit? I'm not modifying it.
It does indeed hit.
Sweet. And then I would just shoot again at the same one. And then I'm just going to communicate to the party. The giants don't appear to be hostile. Let's try to keep them on our side if we can. And that's it for my turn.
I mean, I don't think you really know that. They're not necessarily moving, but that was Sarad's action, and she didn't really say it. That's what I was trying to get at with her.
Okay, no problem. Nix that then.
Yeah, like knowing exactly what they were doing was an action versus just trying to like see the most simple of things. So that will go to
Alright, I'm 6'1", and these guys are tall as fuck, so I'm just going to shoot a firebolt at the one coming who's here.
3/4 cover.
Alright, I won't argue. 26 to hit for 18 damage.
I will hit.
It's my turn.
I'll go to vicious.
All right, crossbow.
3/4 cover. That will hit.
Do I get a second shot?
You always get a second shot. No, wait, with a crossbow, you don't have crossbow, do you?
I have a crossbow.
Like crossbow the feet. I think all crossbows have reloading that you can't actually shoot them twice. So you do not,
Yeah,
in
I
fact,
mean,
get a
it's
second
heavy.
shot.
They usually take time, so okay, so one shot.
You always have your 2 attacks. It's just that crossbows have reloading.
Okay, so could I do a crossbow and a javelin?
You can indeed.
Not around it. There's always some way around it with D&D 5. Ho-ho!
That javelin will lay the first one low. Roll a d4 for me. Evens, your crossbow is falling down the stairs. Odds, it's falling on the level that you're on. You drop your crossbow down the stairs.
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
And I'll go to... Wait, I don't have Verthus in initiative. Did you roll initiative with Verthus?
Got a 13.
I did. I just forgot to put it. I guess I forgot to click my icon.
What would Verthus like to do?
I mean, I'm far away from most things, so I'll just kind of move forward a bit. Probably end my turn for now.
What do you all think Hadar would do? It's got 45 movement.
I do like a long range falcon punch that doesn't require resources or something.
It's 30 foot. I think he's beyond being able to get that in.
Maybe just like move him like up as far as he can in front of Sarad.
I mean, no offense, but Hadar is a kind of a coward. He's not really heroic.
Today he is. Move him in front of Sarad.
You didn't see him last week. He was very heroic.
Yeah, I feel like he's been doing better at not like running from every fight, so he's
Yeah.
on a heroic path, but still towards food.
We'll just pretend Sarad like baits him with ration and gets him to run up there.
So he does have Step of the Wind, so he could get much further up there and close the distance and potentially drop an attack. At very least, do a Radiant Sunbolt.
Go with that.
Yeah, I'd say he might be heroic, but he's not that heroic. So let's try to keep him still at distance. But maybe if he can get his sunbolt off.
That's what it is. He can step of the wind, and that's the only way he can get the sunbolt off.
Oh, so have to spend a key point? No, I definitely
Yeah.
don't think he would spend a key point. No, I think just move him up like in front of Sarad and make them kind of come to us.
So the ogre is going to pull a horn and start to sound a horn that will start to echo across the castle.
Oh, no.
Sarad, what are you doing?
From there, could I sacred flame that guy? If he,
Are you within range?
I think I might just be.
If you're in range, then yes, you can.
Okay. Does he have cover from my vantage point?
Sacred Flame is a save, I believe. Cover does not matter.
Oh!
But he definitely
Okay.
has cover from where you're at. Pretty sure it's a deck save, yep. He seems to move out of the way. Trumpet to his mouth, he's still kind of calling out as he sees the light arc from above him. He just moves back into the doorway a little bit as it strikes down right beside him.
I'm going to turn around and look at the giants and I'm going to say, not puny! That'll be my turn.
Doc, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to move up a little bit closer. Can I get to like about there? Is that legitimate for a move or not quite? Maybe like there?
I mean, if you count the spaces, I'm going to say yes. I don't want to count everything.
Yeah, that's what I figured. There's just so much stuff right there. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be like extra difficult.
It's
to get
just
by.
difficult terrain. There is no triple, double, 17 times difficult terrain.
Yeah, I'll just sort of like scurry over the meat pile and shoot another sharpshooter at the horn blower. I'm going to. And I know that's going to be a miss. Let me do superiority. Oh wait, damn. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna let that one miss, and then I'm gonna shoot my second shot, but I'm gonna do
It
it without.
hits.
Oh, it does? Oh, word. Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm going to do a drop attack on that. Spend a point.
DC 13?
Yeah, 13.
He still seems to be holding both his trumpet as well as a club.
Okay, understood. And it'll be an extra 2 damage, and then I'm gonna shoot him again. And I guess I will just use sharpshooter again since apparently they're easy to hit. I'm gonna try to use drop attack one more time on him.
Still maintains.
Okay, and that's it for my turn.
You can see from like his chest and his gut, he's like gushing out blood from the points where you struck him. And Verthus?
I don't know if I can actually get out. Did you hear all that?
I heard I don't know if I can get out.
All right, let me try this again. So it took my regular movement to get out. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with this push to talk button. And then I took a dash to move to where I'm at.
Sounds good.
Thus ending my turn.
I'll go to Hark.
I'm guessing I can't hit that guy because he's not in my line of sight since he's still not through the door yet, so... I can make it to here with dash, and that ends my turn.
And to Vicious.
I think I should be able to get that far. Not like extra movement from being a barbarian or whatever. And it looks like I have a decent shot, more or less, except for these. What are these, columns?
They are indeed columns.
All right, I guess I have to move one more, maybe. Can I shoot from there? Javelin?
From completely behind a column.
I would say I kind of like peek around.
You can move after you attack if you want to give yourself a better attack than that, because I want to say no. If you're hiding behind a column, you can't see anything.
Figure the column isn't the entire space. All right, fine.
Yeah, it's larger than the space. They look larger than 5 feet.
All right. Hold on. Go back. All right. And I'll shoot again. Well, it was always supposed to be 2.
Don't know why
I
you
don't know why
rolled
it's
3,
3.
but the first 2 will hit.
Yeah, I don't know why it's 3. It should have only been 2.
Actually, no, that second one will miss with the cover.
Okay, but the first one hits.
And what does everybody think Hadar will do?
I think if he had the opportunity, he would stun something if he was in range.
Is
He
his
has
sun,
an action to stun.
is his sunbolt 30 feet and he can shoot twice without using a key point?
He can use one key point to make the second attack, but it's otherwise a single sun attack normally.
Okay, word. I think if he can move up and get off a radiant sunbolt without spending resources, I think he would do that.
So that would be his movement, and he is out of range.
What about a dart? Can he shoot a dart? I think it's 60 long range. Disadvantage. I mean, it's probably not much of a game changer regardless, but
Gotta be aware as well. Don't want to get them too far extended because that guy blew his spawn, so it's probably going to be other enemies around off on his own where he's bothered by a spawning mob.
He does have daggers, so he can throw daggers at it.
okay, yeah, a couple daggers in.
So at disadvantage, the first will hit, and the second one will hit, but that's going to be for 3 damage. Oh, no, that misses. My bad. Each of those are going to miss with cover. My bad. Let's see. Is going to throw a javelin.
Don't do it. It's a mistake.
It's going to throw a javelin at Vicious. And it should miss with an 11.
That'll definitely miss, especially since she's behind cover.
And it will go to Surat. Are you there, Teresa? Word.
Yeah, I'll just do another Sacred Flame from here.
As it's going a little off balance to throw its javelin, Sacred Flame sears right through its right shoulder and down through its gut. And after she rolls damage, I believe it'll go to Doc.
All right, I'm gonna loose a couple more arrows at him.
As the second sinks in, he will drop to the ground. Let me get perception checks from everybody.
And I'm just gonna finish up with a little bit of movement. Actually, you know what? I will just stay there.
So the three of you in the south, you hear a horn blowing from outside, pretty close to that door. Let's see. And I think the other three of you can hear that there's action happening in the north. It's hard to tell behind which doors. So
When you said outside, are you talking about where the two ogres just came from?
no,
Oh, okay. Which direction is outside?
like again, it's only for the three who are down there, but you guys know that the way outside from here is this door.
What? Oh, okay, the orange.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha.
So I
And the
believe
horn is blowing from the north.
the three of you in the south hear the horn blowing from the southwest of you, from outside the door. The other three people hear movement inside, but somewhere from the north. You guys are hearing different things based on where you've placed yourselves.
Got it.
Okay.
So
Hey, what was our plan for getting like back to the ground?
I think we were thinking of talking the giants into grounding the castle.
Or
But we
flying back
can't.
how we
I'm pretty sure we're on the no plan. If I glance back at the giants, like, am I able to see what are they doing now? Are they still just chilling, or?
what do you want them to be doing? Because I'm trying to write them out of the encounter because I don't want them to be combatants.
Oh, no, that's totally cool. Yeah. I just wanted to see, like, the only reason I didn't move is I didn't want to, like, just, like, run past Hark and then all of a sudden the giants just run up and eat him. So, yeah, if they're done, they're done. I'm cool with that, 100%.
so thoughtful, buddy.
Yeah, they were never combatants with you guys. Good job kicking in the door.
Sorry guys, I can't do anything right.
I was 50% of that equation, and I have no regrets. Or no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
So I think it's on Verthus. What kind of plans? What are you guys saying? What are you all doing right now?
It's on me to create a plan, or is it just
You guys
like,
are still in initiative, so it's on your turn. You guys have no combatants in the room with you right now, but you hear stuff happening to the north of you, Verthus.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to investigate it by myself. So, I mean, I'll just let people know that I hear something in that direction. And like, hey, I hear something over here. Something could be coming, right? And then I'll just kind of hold my ground.
Hark.
I just climbed over all these people. I'm gonna climb over them again.
Uh, I can make it to here with dash, and then I'll shout.
Shouldn't we be thinking about leaving if there's people coming? The opposite direction I just went in.
I'll let my turn.
Can I use my reaction to make an ass check on Hark as he goes by?
Most certainly.
In honor of Pride Month, I would like to touch his butt.
Vicious, what are you doing?
I'm gonna ask Sarad, who's nearby, like, hey, there's noise outside. What do you think we should do?
Can I speak out of turn?
Nope.
I mean, that's fine. I am not sure what we're supposed to be doing because we have no exit plan.
What do you all think Hadar's doing right now? Do you think he's ignoring Verthis? Do you think he's ignoring Vicious?
I think he's eyeing up Ogre for lunch.
I think he's going to go and check if that gate to his southwest slightly is liftable, or he can get through it maybe.
I think you're full of shit. I think Verthis is much closer to what he might be doing.
He's gonna search the ogre for food.
He's eating some prairie oysters.
I forgot. I should go look for my crossbow.
You hear
Can
a
I do
trumpet
that?
outside of the door, and you think looking for your crossbow is the right thing to do?
Well, I don't know what to do with the trumpet outside the door, so I might as well go find my crossbow. And then somebody else will tell me what to do, and then I'll kill it.
Alright, Vicious. Go looking for your crossbow. You can make your movement.
Do I keep going downstairs, or is it like somewhere near here?
Roll a investigation.
It's a sidetrack, but I wasn't here for this. How did you guys get into this room? Which door did you come through, or what?
Came up the spiral stairs.
Ah, okay, got it. Cheers.
You do not see your crossbow as you're looking down there.
Well, it's kind of big.
You rolled an
Round?
8, Vicious.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm sure it's there, but you're not seeing it right now. Not where you can pick it up.
All right.
What's your dex on Sarad?
It is 14. Mm, 14.
Oh, I heard you, my bad. So, you all see as a door to the north opens, and two humanoid figures dressed in very similar but different levels of ornate red robes stand before you, each with a tattooed symbol across the center of their forehead. And as the first surveys around the room, he's going to look to the other, handle this, and step out of the doorway.
Like regular size humanoids?
What other size humanoids do you think there are?
Well, I don't know. They're ogre size and giant size, and those are humanoid.
Those are huge and large creatures.
All right.
Humanoids.
When they see Hark as Resnir, do they anything?
What was your question? I kind of heard
Oh,
static.
sorry. When they see Hark dressed as Resmir, is there any kind of reaction to that, or do they see straight through it?
That's a good question.
No, what was it they said? Pendulous? Do we recognize that?
Yeah, handle it.
Oh, handle it. Oh, I thought it was like a name. I got you.
which I believe is Swedish for whale's vagina.
So, stepping back a few moments, Hark, you should remember when you don't look like yourself, because that was a great save by Sarad.
Yeah, I did remember. I just didn't.
You didn't say anything about it, so it's still a great save by Sarad.
Generally keep my mouth shut in general at the moment because I just seem to make things worse. So
Yep.
Keeping your mouth shut about being Resmir would definitely make things worse. So, let's see. He's going to look to Resmir. Why is the castle on alert? And he'll say that in... I think Draconic.
Draconic, yeah. I think I've ordered him. Just double check.
I'm pretty sure you have Draconic.
Hmm.
And I'll respond in Draconic. Intruders, but we have taken care of them. However, there have been some unfortunate casualties.
Make a deception check.
Great.
Nice.
So yeah, they seem to hold their position at the door before he closes the door and seems to go back inside.
The door's closed and they can't see me anymore, yeah?
Indeed.
I'm going to turn to Sarad and give a really slow thumbs up.
Stop being a troll before I fiat kill that character.
It wasn't a troll. It was encouragement for my fellow person who has remembered I was using myself in a form of disguise.
Teresa told you that you were in disguise. Sarad did
Yeah.
not.
Well, I was alright. It's just the person that I am giving a thumbs up to someone in a non-troll character-based thing. I'm sorry that it's not acceptable, but that was just me being my character. Apologies. Fucking hell.
So there is a cycle. There are ogres who come out from the northeastern door. Let's see. It's going to go to Sarad in a few moments. I'm going to place the ogres that come in here at this point, and they're all kind of looking dumbfounded across the room.
Ooh, they're over by Teddy.
So it's on Sarad. What are you doing?
I'm gonna say, Tiamat, our mother, our strength, and look at Resmir, Hark,
Nice.
and be like, what shall we do now?
And I'll go to Doc.
I am going to. So ogres came from both directions, right?
Indeed.
Okay. I'm going to look up over the edge and see if I can like peep Vicious's crossbow.
The crossbow's fallen all the way to the ground. As far as things go, she's going to have to run all the way down to find it. You do not see it from up there.
Okay, I got you. And then I will. I guess I'm going to. I'll just hold the attack action with my bow for if any hostiles attack.
Roll a deception. And I'll go to Verthus.
The ogre in front of me. I mean, have they taken an aggressive?
They basically walked out to hearing Resmir telling the Red Wizards that everything was handled.
I mean, I'm probably gonna hold my action then, unless one of them attacks me. You know, so I'm just gonna kind of stand there. I'm not gonna be in their way. If they want to get past me, they can walk past me.
Roll a deception. And then it'll go to Hark.
All right, as Resmir, I'm going to say, finally you've arrived. Clean these bodies up. I don't want to see them when I get back. And then my turn.
Vicious.
All right, running back up the steps, do I see any of my javelins that I threw over here?
I believe they are impaled in the targets that you hit.
All right, not easy to pick up then. I'm gonna hang out with my buddy Hadar until somebody, decides on a better idea.
And what is Hadar doing?
We'll tell each other knock-knock jokes.
He's probably having a snack, yeah?
That's my guess.
Oh man, I feel like he's gonna be the one to like trigger this if he tries to hold an attack. Yeah, I think he would just be inconspicuous as possible.
So, Ogre nuts in his mouth right now? And he just stops moving?
If I don't move, they can't see me. I think he just freezes.
So, what would you all like to do?
I don't suppose there's a way to get the ogres to translate for us, right?
What do you want them to translate?
Between us and the giants. But I feel
I
like
get that. I'm saying, like, role play it. Tell me what's going down.
I'll walk up to the one closest to me and ask him, "Do you speak giant?"
He replies to you in a language you don't understand.
"Do you speak common?"
He replies to you in a language you do understand. Yes.
So in common, can you tell me if you speak giant?
Yes.
Are you friends with these giants?
He looks across to the two sitting on the ground. No.
Do you work with them? Are you scared of them?
He, like, struggles for a few moments. Yes.
Looking around the room.
I'll say as Resmir, over here, I require you to translate for her. I'll point at the two giants on the floor, and then I'll point at Sarad.
I look at the ogre. Does he look like he's gonna comply?
You can roll an insight. He seems awfully confused, and it's probably on the word translate.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question, and
Yes.
can you ask that question to the giant in giant?
And he replies in a language you don't understand.
Oh my gosh. Okay. How does the castle move?
The giants!
Wait, do you know what they do? What do they do? Have you seen them?
There's a giant in the castle.
Yes.
Yes. He's like clapping his hands, like super excited.
I clap my hands too, and I say yes. Have you seen them move the castle?
The giant flies the castle.
Where do they do that?
In the castle.
Do you know if there's a room
The castle.
where they fly? Yeah, in the castle. Is there a special room or a special spot?
The castle.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, my name's Tom Josh. And apologies, everyone. Kind of chill, and in my defense, I'll be honest with you. Hey, and I bet none of you lost the slightly today, so apologies. Yes, and I know that sounds like absolutely. Oh, I've lost 30 throws. I'm in that. Still not good. It's not good. It's my like with the job I do as well. I'm just and things happening. I was stuck in contract. Yeah, whatever. Got a little disciplinary in my first ever in my I'll look for. I acted.
And we all have our moments. Guilty of it myself. And as far as losing 30 million euros, I lost one of my. I still haven't found. I can kind of relate with you.
10 times worse. Found it.
Not yet, but I have a backup person. Not like sweating it, but who knows? Maybe by next week.
It's some Apple tags one.
But no, man. I mean, I'm guilty of it too, man. I had my moment. Glad you're back, buddy.
So, I also apologize to everybody how I was handling everything there as well. It was definitely a mistake on my part as well. It was certainly not just Josh. But moving forward, I told him we kind of skipped over the ogre scene there, moved past their communication issues. We've basically moved up the stairs here with the giants, kind of having Resmir send off the ogres. And kind of before they look to the door, they kind of look back to Hark as Resmir. And I missed most of your group kind of plan here. but I feel like you guys are dropping your pretenses, dropping the two disguised selves, and just recognizing that you all have the occult robes on as well. Are you continuing to wear those?
I would say at this point.
If we're gonna drop the disguise, I think we should drop it fully.
Yeah. We'll leave them at the door, but then close the door behind us.
Gotcha. So then we'll kind of go back to that same moment. I can't remember if I knocked with the giants or just had them open the door. I think I had them open the door and they stood there. You hear in common as the figure inside tells them to enter. And again, like you see a large ornate room frozen over. There's little bits of actual stonework in here, but much of it is ice. There's a large platform that there are two thrones set up on, one of which sits empty, and the other one has about a 30-foot tall sitting figure whose legs come out almost to the end of the dais, and he kind of ushers everybody inside. Enter.
Say 30-foot tall sitting. You mean 30 feet tall while he's sitting, like twice the size of the other giants?
Yeah, his head is 30 feet off the ground while he is seated.
That's what I was kind of picturing, but
Let's go inside.
as we're like about to walk in, and Mr. Odd's right next to me. That would be about as good a time as any to less talk.
What?
Less hot.
Guidance.
For guidance. That's guidance.
Oh.
Can totally do that. Right.
Yeah, that's what we said. We're basically gonna, like drop everything. The other two giants has seen as yourself and then as Resmir. So we're basically going the route that we're gonna try to convince them essentially that we'll free them of alt burn. They will help us kind of are under the impression that they don't necessarily have any loyalty to the cult, that like forced or somehow like bribed or to work with them. So we're gonna try to override that.
So as everybody is entering, they share words in Giant, where they seem to be conversing between each other. The two stone giants at times seem to be kind of looking back and gesturing towards the group of you all. And then after a few moments, the giant seated on the throne looks to you all. Why have you come here? And what has brought you to spare my friends?
I'm always there. We are here to undermine forces that would enter this castle in disguise, that we can bypass the
Sounds pretty truthful, so persuasion. And do you feel you have been effective And he's gonna lean in kind of quite deep, his head like almost to his knees, as he's lowered his face like kind of 15 feet and he's much closer, kind of like staring into your eyes.
Not as effective as
Where are you lacking?
you undermine the forces that death by 1,000. Want to go regular? Can't find.
If you would find the jugular of the dragons, would you join the army that would decapitate the five-headed?
I would say that each member of my party has to make that decision. But I, myself personally, choose to decapitate all.
Yeah, fuck the dragon.
Decapitated.
Doc, Sarad,
All from a different background, but all have the same. Don't see any reason I wouldn't agree to that. Anything that could do to help us would be greatly appreciated, and willing to reciprocate the favor.
I'm assuming you're all inside of the room with them at this point, right?
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I can't move my icon for some reason.
Once I moved it, though, it looked like you moved it.
Yeah, thank you.
What were you saying, Teddy?
I was just saying maybe it was under something.
I have offered this castle to Resmir and to the cult for one end, that if they raise their god, I can unite giants against the dragons. We have fallen from our high standings. And he looks to the other two as they're both like bowing their heads and kind of like dropping into the ground and down to a knee. And with the dragons to unite us, my army in the north will come to destroy them, and we shall restore order.
What would happen if they don't not people?
Few giants control more than their families. We are scattered, and we have no order. To restore our kind to our rightful place, to the ordning brought to us, that is my aim. And that is why you find us now in the perceived allies of this cult of fetid dragons.
Can I, out of game, ask a question?
What are you thinking?
So wait, is this the cult try to bring Tiamat so Tiamat can help him fight the giants, or did I mess that up?
He's helping the cult, so the cult can raise Tiamat from hell, and with Tiamat as an enemy, he can unite the giants against the dragons and once again bring order.
Okay, that makes so much more sense because I was like, how the hell is Tiamat help them? So he wants a common enemy so the giants will work together. Okay.
Yep. And what he's saying is there's few giants who have any power in these days to control other giants. The ordning is basically a hierarchy of strength, that a giant with enough strength rules those who are below him. And he's trying to bring that back into effect with the rise of Tiamat. That he thinks he can unite giants, take down Tiamat, or at least continue the giant and dragon wars.
Okay, cool.
So I don't mean any disrespect. And yeah, I mean, isn't there some other way to make to get giants to come together?
We have fallen far and fallen low. It has been many generations of your kind since we had anything compared to the glory we once shared. I see little the giants could ever unite without their great enemies rising once again.
But what would happen? I mean, God's forbid, what would happen if other giants found out that you had helped orchestrate this rise of dragons? Wouldn't that undermine your ultimate purpose?
He gestures towards the two giants before him. These two here have come to pay tribute in support of the cause. I already am the strongest of my kind, with many who have come to join my cause, and we wait at the spine of the world to destroy the dragons once again.
I mean, having a common enemy is a super good way to get people together, but have you considered like things on the positive side, like like team building, a huge party?
I mean, what about your strength? Surely, if you're this strong, they'd already know and do anyway.
Yeah, we could.
Having a big, dangerous, five-headed dragon that might destroy a bad idea. Might kill a load of dragons. Not dragons, giants. That's the.
What if you hosted a huge tournament and you could have it be a huge party?
Our wars against each other have done little but dwindle our own strength. There is nothing left for us but a final bout of glory against the dragons, or extinction against the dragons.
But there's already dragons. Well, surely wouldn't fighting them now with the might of the giants behind time to do it, rather than letting them get strong and then doing it. I understand your logic, but surely having the giants come together to fight a powerful enemy that you can easily overcome would be better for you having them, letting them get really strong and then only having a few giants left after you win. Because you might not win, it's a 5-headed dragon.
The dragons are in just as dire of a position as we are. Their own strengths have dwindled too. And that is part of why I cannot unite giants against the few that remain. We need the glory of their queen, or there will be no uniting the giants.
Oh, in your zero-sum, what left in order to summon that hypothetical?
They have not shared with me all of their secrets. They believe the great treasure that Glaziel sits on is among what Tiamat requires. But there is more.
We're listening.
Does everyone know who Galaziel is?
Do you ask that out loud?
Yes, I do.
A white worm infects my castle. She sits below, on the great hoard of the Dragon Queen.
I mean, it sounds like he wants the white dragon gone, right?
Sounds like he. Dragon and giant, the wrong way. Giant are.
You guys could always offer a different route.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get them to like start hosting some kind of Olympics, but I guess that's not going to happen. So,
I mean, that's perfectly fine, but that's an end of a campaign if we start to have festivals and there's no more battle.
just need to solve his giant uniting problem.
Like, as far as things go, if your god is to come down and rule this earth, the campaign is over with. I'm not sure how we can play Dungeons and Dragons in a big party.
So
But
sweet.
I mean, can we not offer to get rid of the white worm for him?
I think it was Josh who just brought up, though, the white worm is not his problem. He needs Tiamat to rise to unite giants. He's not opposed to them right now. He just also doesn't speak kindly of the dragon. It's still a vile creature that one day he would sooner see die.
What if we had said like, why can't they fight the white dragon now?
Seems pretty set on the idea that the only thing that will work to bring team. So whether we have to go plot on the way get to where, or and then just don't come, or whether we can come up with a better plan. I think either way, we should try to use guys to get closer to where we need to. But if we could come up with a way that what we want right now, whether we have to decide or not, I think that's better. Because we at least sort of have him as an ally. Assuming the White Dragon is not going to work with us. So I think if we try to convince him that we need to kill the White Dragon and somehow that's going to help bring back Tiamat, that's start maybe? I don't know.
Mm.
Just seems so set on the idea that they need that common enemy. Common enemy has to be Tiamat. So I don't know, unless we can think of something like epic scale.
I mean, I can't speak. I'm gonna speak out of character. Hard to, but like, my character embraces the idea of Tiamat, bringing that feel Tiamat, whatever form Tiamat comes in the realm of it. Because I feel like Bahamut at that point that I faced off against his sister, I'm worried. So the fact that I have to fight his seems kind of like a gray area. I'm kind of okay.
Got it.
So it's kind of like I'm kind of like the Storm Giant's perception.
Okay. I mean, if you of all characters don't have a problem with it, I mean, I think that's fine. But then, what are we supposed to do as far as disrupting the cult?
Comes down either as cases. My character talk
Yeah, it would definitely be like, oh, I help you raise Tiamat, bitch, slap it down in front of them. No, I don't think do that. The idea of giants being there as an army or bringing the whole ordning together to fight Tiamat seems likely, right? Than us.
Crazy, but we were just reminded that keep thinking about the dragon cult as like one big thing, but it's more realistic like a bunch of spells. So giants don't appear to know, but he appears to be pretty set on the idea that that's what needs to happen to benefit him. So what if we convince him that what we have to do is destroy of these dragons so that Tiamat can be and like all their souls are then Tiamat can be raised.
yeah, so effectively giants
Sure, whatever. I mean, as long as they feel like they're getting Tiamat in the Earth, everybody's happy. I feel like, including different sects of the Dragon Cult. But at least that way we can sort of use that as a motive to kill like the sects of the Dragon Cults. Any like ability we have to work with the giants. Because he didn't seem particularly fond of any particular dragons. He just wants Tiamat so all the giants to be better off. So what if we convince him that we have to kill each of these like main dragons and take out all these individual sects, and then that's like how you get Tiamat. So then he's happy, we're happy, everybody's happy.
I understand it. I think Bill. And someone in the five-headed dragon that might.
Oh yeah, that's for sure like step 10 of like a 10-step plan. So we could complete 1 through 9. That kills all the other dragons and destroys like the dragon cult, and just not go through with step 10. I mean, if that's the route we go. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't have too many great ideas.
It's still.
Exactly.
I get told.
So I think we're still held back at one of Teddy's questions, where he would respond to Verthus. The cult serves their queen, who serves no one. They think they know the cost to be paid. They think the humans they have captured will satiate her. They think the treasures born to her will please her. The wizards know better. They know the cost will be paid in their own souls, as Tiamat feeds on all life. And that is the cost of raising her.
Don't begin to understand the plight of giants and dragons. Just a mere human, but what I understand, Tiamat was banished from the place and her strength divided up between different heads of the cult. And destroying those heads is the way that she regain her power, and would help us. I think we can help you.
Tell me more of what you know of weakening their god.
Don't begin to understand everything again, but what I've been told, knowledge that I have vanished from this plane and needs to regain her strength so that she can come again. And if that was to happen, I feel like we could unite the giants against her. But in order for it to happen, each of the heads of the dragons currently need severed, so to speak. Only then can she gain her power and come back to the.
Dragons who live now know nothing of their queen. They are all degenerates birthed through many ages of her absence.
I couldn't agree more. And tell you the truth, I'm not even sure that they understand that in order for her to be born, they must sacrifice.
I would probably speak up. Say like, not all dragons worship Tiamat. There are those amongst fight against her, as we follow Bahamut.
Yes, are you sure that this white worm that infects your tower is loyal to Mont?
I think you would find many of her children return to her, were she present once again on this plane. As for your kind, I think much of our wars has been lost on yours. We've stood against you at times, but it is nothing compared to her ilk.
We are prideful of ourselves, rightly so. Dragons, their own, don't seek the end of a realm.
Honestly, the more I think about your plan, the more it makes sense. Since two are like children running around fighting amongst themselves with nothing to unite them. It is a common enemy, exactly what they need, similar to what giants. Perhaps we can work together, and in the end, we all get one.
And what is it that you want?
I mean, I desire a little of this. To tell you the truth, not impressive. Leaders amongst us, much more organized goals, and
And you understand why giants will rise for little more than Tiamat and the glory of slaying the queen of all dragons.
actually, yes, perfect sense to me. To tell you the truth.
Any other thoughts from you all?
Do we have a sense of how effective the conversation has been so far?
Effective to what end?
I guess enlisting their help.
But what help do you want from them? He's offered you guys to join his army. And lay in wait for the rise of Tiamat.
If we do accept your offer, your army, all unite to destroy Tiamat, Earth to the must understand that we'd have to be able to rely on you when time comes, but in the meantime, still have many things to accomplish. It would only be the beginning of what would eventually lead to the end. We help you your goals. Count on you to help us achieve ours along the way.
Your goals are with the destruction of Tiamat. I see no reason to say that we are opposed. But it seems clear to me we are also not united. My castle will continue on to the cult's destination. We will continue to serve Resmir and do her wishes until the time is right.
Here's the thing.
I was waiting for that shoe to drop.
Yeah, you guys never once said that you've killed Resmir.
I didn't want to take that.
That may be a little more difficult than, and I will pull out. Wait,
Cover sword.
Yeah, we do.
Vicious
No,
has the
this is-
sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I have Landeros. I have Vesmir's. Here's the thing. Like I said, there's many steps along the way, and bringing Tiamat is the final step. I think it's something that we all desire for the same reason. We've already dispatched Resmir. We need to kill the dragon along the way as well. We can never bring her to this place. Vicious, show him the trophy of the slain dragon. Sword.
I'll hold.
He seems a little bit beside himself at the news. Raising a hand to his face, he kind of strokes his chin. This will certainly change the cult's response. But it is no matter. It is one of their kind lost. Another will step forward. We must proceed, and hope that it matters not, that they get their treasure, that they have what they cost to cast their spells and rise their queen.
May destiny of your castle.
There is a great volcano to the south of us. They call it the Well of Dragons. Resmir has been showing me the path day by day, and we have made it closer and closer.
And can you get us the rest of the way there without Resmir?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. It is hopeful that she has sent me in a straight route, and perhaps that we can maintain our course to make it to this place.
In fact, we may have a valuable contact before we reach destination. But we are tasked to destroy the white worm on the. If we do so, that interrupt your plans? Free this castle of the infection?
You would have to hide such a thing from the cult. It will not bode well if we arrive and both their worm and the worm speaker are dead.
Agreed. That is our intention. We're sent here covertly dispatch them and take over the portion of the sect. Our goals align, working out a couple little details along the way that perhaps we both made some valuable allies.
He looks to you pensively, trying to figure out what you're really about. You don't seem right to him. And it's like clear on his face. He seems a little put off, but curious.
And I'll say, yes, he does drink and smoke a little too much.
Agree to help us, not stand in our way. We'll help to bring Tiamat to help you unite the giants and allow your race to rise to power. Give you my word. My word is my bond. And I will step forward, shout my like.
Oh, I think make a persuasion. So he reaches out and kind of extending like his smallest little pinky. He kind of like just like raises it out to you. And it's probably larger than most of your arm. And we will ally ourselves. You can destroy the worm. But
Much
we require all of the treasure. And we will deliver it to the cult with what expediency the ogres can manage. and move on, leaving their remaining lords in silence.
We've come to an agreement, but much like giants do, each have our own set of goals, and my companions agree that we can come to an understanding. And I have no problem getting treasure. Maybe
The treasure is not for me, it is for Tiamat. If you require the worm, she requires the treasure.
of course, I care not for treasures, gadgets, wealth. I'm a simple man, but perhaps a piece here or there.
The size of the hoard they have brought here, none of it will be missed.
I had a feeling you might say that. My taste is different. My party agrees, then perhaps we can move forward with our plan. Have you pledged your allegiance? I have.
Before I pledge my allegiance, what happened to the castle? You pledged to a warning. Not everybody on this castle.
Many of the ogres are too stupid to understand what is what in this place. We are the only of the giant kind who are here. All the rest, they are nothing to me. You can slay what you would, but we will refuse to take any part in dealing more damage to the cult. For it is my desire to deliver their needs as it is. And I would take you to freedom if you would leave it as it is. But for now, if you require the worm, I must invite only that we deliver all of the treasure on this place. And the other two giants are going to speak up that they have a hoard of gems brought for Tiamat.
I'm assuming, but
Yeah, my bad. That would be in giant still.
I can't speak for everyone, but it is my intention, sort of pre-discuss it ahead of time, that I have no problems with gems and any other treasure. I really don't care. And honestly, that little clause that I threw in, only if I see I want it. But I just figured like we serve kind of like our own different like order or whatever, and also party, so kind of up to everybody. But I think we got a pretty good deal here. Basically, get closer to our goal, get to kill the worm or the worm rather, and they have like some badass allies along the way. So I don't know.
True, and I'm happy to go along with it. It seems like kind of the way that our story kind of that's the main option, but still feel quite strongly though. But I just don't. Kind of feels like, oh, we're coming here. It would be okay. I got those spells. Still, to me, outcome.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like I said, like actual summoning of Tiamat, step like 100. We're on like step 4 right now. I mean, even if we get all the way to 99 and then it changed our minds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it with like any ill intent or whatever. Like Doc is a simple man. Before this campaign started, he never even seen a dragon. And obviously Teddy has his sort of thing in mind. He's trying to get like his redemption. So he wants to kill Tiamat. So I definitely feel like we could as long as possible.
I want to be in the battle.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. Is that I'm happy to go along with it. I'm not opposed. I'm just overall say that my characters vaguely mind, but most like it's. There's our path taken. I accept this path, but still feels like it's like the plus outcome rather than.
Agreed. I mean, how big of a party do you think there would be after the battle?
Oh, but you know what I mean. It does feel a
Oh,
bit
I
like.
mean like a
Oh.
That's true. Oh my gosh, if I could host that, maybe it's all worth it.
That's what your character is. Your character's a party planner. I understand now. I'm cool to go along with it. I'm happy with that. Kind of feels like not that we're doing the wrong thing, just what you're supposed.
Yeah, I feel like the level of party at the end of this would be like beyond anyone's imagination. The reason-
Yeah, like my Lyra party points would just be through the roof. I'm in.
On behalf of Jan, I would like to negotiate that there will be
Right.
Tons of food, and it'd be giant size.
all right. So we know Hadar's in. Yeah,
Yeah, that would.
yeah, that was pretty.
That's his. I'm happy to go.
I
Let's
feel
bring
like
on
Teddy. I feel like Teddy's the most go along with it. Not even opposed to there. It's actually like redemption for him. So
Goal is to fight again. Tiamat doesn't get summoned. So how best to my deity the fight assist.
vicious. I don't suppose you're opposed to it. Sort of go with the play your cards right. Might it be? We could probably even throw you a crossbow.
We have a massive armory on the lower levels. There's most surely any weapon that you could choose.
My terms are met, and I only feel right returning these. And we would like pull out the gems and treasure.
Yeah, here's our offering.
Two giants seem a little surprised.
Honorable and apologize for what we did before we struck this, but from here on out, our ally.
Everyone's aware as well, but Jamesy just out with the hoard of gems the two giants had. And they're
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah, exactly.
I was just
Like-
making the same page.
Like, yeah, this is our offering. Literally.
So he'll kind of look over everyone as he looks to the other two giants and kind of gives them a little bit of a nod. Well then, perhaps the time is right. Take your worm. Join my forces. Castle is ours.
Perfect. A little icing cake. Tired of carrying this. And I'm also gonna drop all the jewelry, a bunch of pearls. What was it? That bracelet, the dragon torque, 6 stones, dropping all put in the hole.
He stands, and as he stands up, he comes close to the ceiling in height, by almost like 8 or 10 feet away from it. About a 60-foot ceiling. He stands almost 45, 50 feet tall. And as he kind of like leans over towards you, he's like, "No, little one. We will join our forces, and this hoard will go to those who it belongs. We will fight the queen. We will not pay this tribute to her." No, he is not a stone giant. His flesh looks entirely different than theirs.
He was just
Oh, I was just saying he seemed bigger.
Yeah, yeah, he's almost, yeah, he's like 1.5 times as large as them, almost twice as large.
he was basically just saying that he wants to make sure the board gets to where it needs.
He switched what he was saying there. He stood up in a little bit more joy than perhaps you were used to. But he was looking for an alteration to your responses as he was going over the other idea. But he basically has just told you this hoard will not go to the Dragon Queen.
To tell you the truth, I was a little confused by that. Honestly, I would have expected you to take these riches, better your people. As long as we reach the same end, I care not about the means.
Your stones are valuable to your people. To us, it's not always the same. The earth gives to us in different ways than it does for your kind.
You'd be surprised. We have more in common than you think. What normal men desire is far from my simple. I care not for riches in the way that most. I too have my own needs. We will some time and place to rest among the castle, quite the worm. I will reach out to the Order of the Gauntlet and by magical means, perhaps get an idea as to the well of dragons supposed to arrive. What I understand, I think that beginning of a beautiful relationship.
Have you dealt with any more of the cultists than just the black one?
I will pull out the sword of Landerosa as well and present it for him.
It's like a little toothpick. This
belongs
is...
to. Oh, go ahead.
Nope, that was it. He was asking you what the fuck it was.
This belonged to Landerosa, another of the wearers in purple, an equal to Resmia. She too fell at our hands, as they all will.
I am unfamiliar with that one. She was not on my castle.
Bump on your face.
We will turn. What are you asking?
Know how many wearers in purple there are? I was sort of under the impression that wearers in purple was badass, like separate.
They are effectively like lieutenants. They're a dime a dozen, but they just mean they're not simply cultists.
I gotcha.
The worm speakers are the only ones who are somebody to write home about. The wearers in purple are just people who are not simple cultists.
Right. I do, like I said though, I want to be honest with it. On the way, or at least don't have a choice. But I don't know if it's a difference. Did work out a way onto this palace. We have no allegiance to us.
Another I know not of. If you have a need to go, you can go as you would. If you would join us, we will turn, and we will head about. I doubt the dragon will care either way where we go. But he's gonna walk to one of the windows, like off to the north. And he'll kind of like point down to the southwest. They travel with a night walker. She will be aware as we change paths. They had some of their kind in the lowest levels. And then the very small ones who resemble his kind. And he just like almost clenches his fists, but much smaller.
This is the first reference Nightwalker we're getting.
Yep.
When he says change, what did he mean by that?
Are you asking him?
I'm curious. I know not of the Night Walk. They change course by that.
If Resmir is dead, I will return the castle to my kind. My wife is this hold. I need only ask her, and we will go where our will is united. And he
And you
kind of like
cannot-
he kind of reaches his fist to the air as he kind of like points over the castle and just like returns his look a little downward, like a little more somber at the note of his wife.
Care not for further instruction to the Well of Dragons, I take it?
I was looking for an understanding of your wills. If Resmir is dead, we will not be welcome there. Call it the first test of our friendship. But I think it is safe to say this castle will never return to that place.
Perfect. But I understand we've already done each other our first favors.